Pat, Love Temper, Patricia Blair. Temper says he checking in early. What's up, y'all? Appreciate y'all coming in, chiming in. Everybody. Hey, I'm trying to get a less noisy area. It seems like there's but nothing but noise in LA. Welcome, Yom Jay. Appreciate you. He put at bro old. Who channel is that? What's up, Yom Jay? Grand Rising Nick. What's up, y'all? Let me stop. I'm over here eating these seeds, yo. Look, okay. Um, again, repurposing this channel. It still will be me. In fact, it's probably the only place you'll probably see me because what I'm planning to do is turn this more into an empowerment channel, resources, all that good stuff. How many of y'all been to LA? Like for real, like been to LA? Because I think LA gets like I wouldn't even say a bad rap. It's just a misconception about this place. So I kind of want to debunk a bunch of stuff about LA. And like, there's areas you're interested in going to. If you're here for like vacation, I think most people come to LA and where they go. Disneyland, they do the typical, mm-hmm, what's up, Golden Area. Okay, so people come to LA and just go do the typical Disneyland and the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And then they'll miss out on a lot of other stuff. There's a lot of places here that I don't think a lot of people, you're stationed in San Diego, didn't go to LA. Yeah. Um, San Diego ain't nothing but like a good on a good day, that's a 2 hour drive. It's not bad. Sure, I can get there in an hour and a half the way I drive. What's up, Archangel Michael? I think I was scrolling through one of your posts on your channel. I think my daughter saw one of your posts and she didn't get freaked out. She was like, "What the heck is that? You got a drone?" Yeah, a friend of mine got a drone. She's a dope drone operator. Yeah, she's dope. So I got some hella dope drone footage too. Where were you at, Patricia Blair? You been to the Gaslight? Was it the Gas Lamp District, San Diego? I want to get some property in Temecula. It's like right in between LA and San Diego. Funny thing is I'm not gonna blow up the spot. That's why I said I probably would only give so much information as far as like there's so many resources here in LA. And let's say you got a little bit of money and you want to, grow it, and you want a place that's like near LA. LA is very expensive, and let's say you want to make some money. You really are not gonna like get an apartment out here, apartment building out here, own it, and it, it's I ain't gonna say it's hard, but it's not as easy as it was years ago. You're better off maybe Vegas or Phoenix or Tucson or even San Diego. But there's a place, and I'm not gonna tell everybody, but there's a place not far from here where you could really come up. You got a lot of Pacific Islanders, and uh, mainly Pacific Islanders are moving there, and they're growing that community. And it's a perfect example of what could be done in certain sections of LA, because the Bay Area, I'm sure, Kat, you said you had a friend who lived over in Culver City for 2018. Yeah, Culver City's nice, but Kat, I'm sure you know about Silicon Valley and how it started there, and it spread out, and just like the areas around the Bay Area, Modesto, how they basically became unaffordable, and that was all done by design. You got a lot of tech people, like I mean, hell, I think Microsoft was based in Seattle, but then they had a lot of ties to the Bay Area. Silicon Valley is basically the Bay Area. What's up, Sassy Pauls? What is up, the beautiful Jaguar? Right?
Hi.
I was I was breaking down some gems
I don't think
because I was
anybody can see me, can they? That's what's up.
no, you can't. Where you at? You like? Oh, damn! You looking like Galactica from that new Marvel movie that just dropped. You looking
What a
like
different
a spade.
what a difference a green screen can make. Ooh.
Yeah. Now I was basically saying because I'm repurposing the channel,
See, you can
but I'm
see my
not gonna
teeth.
drop. You say, well, I can't see nothing. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, barely. Can barely see your damn teeth. That's crazy.
No, they're
What?
white.
How
I'm
do you
sitting
do
here.
that? How do you do that?
You got your disappearing tricks and I got mine.
I see. I see.
So yeah, you were saying?
Let me
What's up,
put these
everybody?
policies.
What's going on?
Cats in the building. Cat was saying, oh, and she was in the house for that Zoom.
Yeah, salute cat.
Um, yeah, we appreciate everyone who chimed in there. We're gonna continue to do those. Those that was fun. Um, I think we're gonna have some on because yeah, Jag, I already know you and Dr. Shorters. That's a totally different monster. But then I really want you and Karen. I really like. There's other people that you got to talk to because I mean I already know what it is. But we'll talk about that. And yeah,
Absolutely.
Cat enjoyed it. Yeah, a lot of people emailed me back like, "Yo, this was dope." They're appreciative. It was dope. So, but yeah, I was just gonna say repurposing the channel. And there are many gyms that I know. I talk to different like people in real estate. There's an area in Southern California, I'll just say, where it's right for investment. It's right for people that
Mm,
want to like move. I'm not on some DJ Envy shit. I'm not I'm not I'm not flipping J and I'm not DJ Envy. You get what I'm saying? No, I'm not because I'm not even, like, and that's the thing. People get online, man, and they turn it into a grift. And I'm gonna talk about that. I talked about the title of it, what's really good in the hood, but I'm gonna also talk about what's going on in these YouTube streets. They get a amount of followers, they get a massive amount of followers, and they just turn it into a straight grift. And I'm gonna talk about that. But right now, I was just saying like how I just kind of want to point people in the right direction when it comes to like, just getting stuff going. I'm not a financial consultant. I'm not a real estate person. I'm just an LA insider, and I'm gonna point people in the right direction. I like that picture. I love it. Um, so yeah, I'm going to talk about a few things I think is pertinent. I think what's going to happen in the next, I would even say the next decade. You already know I'm not a Trump fan, but I respect what he's doing. But I don't respect what he's doing with the economy, because the economy it's going to tear some, it's going to woof. People just don't know. But I'm ready. I'm ready, and Jag is getting ready. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in that fashion. So I think, you know, we all just need to start looking out for each other. Each one teach one, pass on the right information, the right people with the right information. I hate the fact that some people, they're a holes and they know how to do the diet and eat right. I'm like, man, why don't you just have a congestive heart failure, eat some bacon? I wish you didn't know how to eat correct. But anyway, that's
You
just me
sound
now.
like me when I start talking about people having breathing problems.
Right, right, right. Or let them have some type of
How they keep
fetish.
doing it, how they keep breathing.
I'm saying, well, there's a thing. They can have a certain type of fetish, and they just get the wrong mother to sit on them, and they can stop breathing in. But anyway, I ain't gonna go there. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're
Like,
not evil people. We're not wishing the death and demise of
nah,
people on anyone. We wouldn't dare do
nah,
that.
nah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But I know there are some people who are. Like, I'm gonna like today. We're gonna talk about what's good in the hood, and I'm gonna talk about something that I just discovered about this Malcolm Jamal Warner thing. Rest in peace. I don't want to get too into the conspiratorial side, and I don't want to be disrespectful or
You
anything
want to
like
know
that.
what's crazy? It doesn't matter if you do, because what makes it a conspiracy? You know, people keep trying to talk over things and skip over things and pretend like stuff isn't what it is. But if you keep hearing people talk about selling their souls, if you keep hearing people talk about demonic behavior, if you keep hearing people talk about setups and lineups and everything is lining right up, then it's not a conspiracy. But you know what?
Well,
That word makes people feel better. You know, when people say
exactly.
conspiracy, it makes people feel better. Just like the word
Well,
allegedly.
right. I'm saying it like this: if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, Look, we'll talk about that though more in depth. But first, let me scratch the surface.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I know we were talking offline about certain content creators.
Mm,
And of course,
yeah.
I'm not punching down. I'm not talking about anybody that got less subscribers than Jag. I'll say it like that, right? So,
That part.
well, even Poetic Flacco, he got less than you.
No, he doesn't. He's sitting on like 200K. He got like
Wait, really?
200 and check.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Okay, okay. So then
Yeah.
let me
Yeah.
let's put it all out there. Let's put it all out there. Let's put them on
EK
Front Street.
Flacco.
He, Mr. Flacco. Okay, so I already know about Flacco to a degree. I told you I gotta just holler at him in person. I know he's cool with AD. Shout out to the AD and the community. Told y'all, Traffic
Mm-hmm.
is my boy. Flacco, if you watching this, Traffic gonna give you my number. That's what I already know. That's what's gonna happen. We got to chop it up. But I'm paying attention to
Yeah.
how certain individuals are moving and the rate and the way they're moving and why they're moving. I think
Mm.
later on in the week we're going to kind of explode and talk about some stuff because it's just evident that YouTube and YouTubers be setting up cases.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
these internet streets are not for the weak and not for the sweet. I remember back in the day, the regular streets was like, ooh, shoot, these internet streets is way. They'll line you up, put a case on you. You look so. The situation with Flacco is, and I'll let
Mm.
you get deep on it because that's kind of where I want to go with this.
Actually, is there
Flacco,
anything to get deep on? Because the truth is, everything that he does, his content, everything that he's about is shallow as hell.
well, here we go. Here we go. It's shallow, and the reason why it's shallow, I'm gonna go on a limb and say he's probably taking that Vlad has like a YouTube class. I know you were talking about a YouTube um,
Yeah, yeah,
class, but Vlad
they
has
got
a
it.
course.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think a lot of these people are taking the advice of certain people who have made it, and they're signing up to these classes, and they're taking cues. So
Are they
number
taking
one,
cues or are they just being flat out told what to say, when to say it, how to say it, at what time to say it, when to jump on it, when to move? This is the thing that I got a problem with. All of these dudes sit here on this app, sitting here trying to pretend like they're smart and they can barely speak, sitting here trying to pretend like they're learned and they're educated, like they really got something going on, like I'm not supposed to believe, like I can't see clean through them, that you're reading off of a script, that you're sitting there talking about you got sources and you did this research. No, you didn't. You got an email. They told you what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. Stop playing.
yeah,
Ugh.
there was a I just saw a post for I guess it was the most influential podcasters or people in hip hop, and I think number one, who was number one? I didn't forgot. That's how insignificant this person is, but not I ain't gonna say insignificant. It was okay. It was Kai Sanat, and then I think under him was academics, and then under that was
Which is crazy that
right.
Casanat has surpassed Akadidi.
Well, I think they're going by maybe they're going by dollars, but what's going on is Joe Budden was free, and then you get in the DJ head, you start talking about Big Boy. Shout out to Big Boy again. Shout out to Elliot Wilson. He's on the list as well. Rory and they're on there. What's his name?
Who?
Who else is on there? Rory and Mar.
Oh,
They came from up under Joe Budden. But what I'm saying though is I'm realizing that there's like a corporate takeover for these podcasters and people are low key not paying attention. So Joe
mm-mm.
Budden had recently revealed that he makes I think like 2 million a million a month or 2 million a month. I think he
It's like
makes
a
like
million.
900K.
Yeah,
No,
like a
well
month, I think.
he makes 900K off of his Patreon alone, right?
Mm.
A month, and then it's like he gets another million and plus somewhere else, like with I forget who, but he has the Joe Budden Network. It's a whole, like I said, there's a corporate takeover. I don't think people are really peeping, but I'm already knowing what's going on, and that's why when you were talking about poetic clock, I said, oh okay, and I'm gonna put this in your court now. These people, they're taking cues from past success, like the Vlad, because Vlad's on the list too. Um, and the people like a Vlad can sell courses. It's kind of, but it's almost like, well, I don't even know. Is Vlad like to me? Vlad isn't really as impactful in the culture anymore, the podcast game. So that's why he's doing what he's doing. I'm seeing that, and then you got these others
Yeah, he's
who
like become like a you know the
like a
the
liar,
the
like a
night
liar code man.
like the like a supervisor. You know, he's the one that's doing the training. You know what I mean? Like he's the he's that guy from HR. Like it's all just feeling so, I don't know, just cheesy as fuck.
Yeah, do me a favor. I'm trying something. Uh,
Yeah,
press mute real quick on your side
sure.
because Archangel Michael said I had an echo. I don't think the echo is there anymore. So that's weird, huh? Is the echo there? I know she's muted right now, but I think before I even told her to mute, the echo was no longer there, right? Um, hold on, I'm just waiting to hear back to see. Um, well, you can unmute yourself because I think the echo is done. It's weird. They're probably, of course, tapping this phone. There we are with the conspiracy theory stuff. It's funny.
No, no, ain't no conspiracies. Our phones are tapped. We are
Oh, I know that,
monitored. Like I'm not
but
understanding.
you tell that to someone who's they look at you like, oh yeah, you're crazy. Okay, all right. No,
No, I'm
I
not.
did ask. Talking to somebody. Oh no, you talking? I'm not. No, I'm not. But okay, all right. Yeah, I just know I have to filter myself around certain people. But long story short, yeah. See, there's the echo again. Press mute again. So yeah. Okay. So okay, unmute. Okay. Anyway, before I go off
Is
on
it
my train
back?
of thought, I don't know. No, it's gone. It comes and goes.
Mm.
Oh, okay, but there's a internet streets corporate takeover,
Oh yeah.
and I say that because even when I went live on the main set in the West, I'm talking about Big U.
Mm-hmm.
I probably was one of the first ones to really be like, you know what? Let me take in consideration what's really going on with Big U, and let me put on my thinking cap. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a proponent or a cheerleader for Big U, none of that. But I talked to some of the OGs. They put me on. Oh, okay, I see what this is. I see what's going on. And then you got people like Whack 100 who's still running around here, right? Um,
Mm.
yeah, I think people need to just really pay attention to who's really influencing them, who they're listening to. Pay attention to the content creators and how they're shifting. Because when you mentioned Flacco, I just thought, okay, it reminded me of some of your old mods.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And for those who don't know, Jag had a bunch of old mods who attached themselves to her, were there for her, acting. They were all acting. This was all a front.
Oh
And
yeah.
they basically got exposed and they all quit at the same time. And they come to find out they were working with them people on the other side the whole time. And
Yeah.
it just it looks hella suspicious. The situation with Flacco just reminded me of that. So go ahead and
Well,
explain that
he run
situation because
he
you know.
he's running down on no jumper, but he is forever loyal to Adam 22. Like this is the thing. When you prove you a bought and paid for a little hoe, I'm done taking you seriously. I'm just done. You know, when I was listening to his commentary, and you can see how they set it up in the backdrop because they set it all up where, you know, you can tell that they email each other, they pick a topic, who they're going to run down on, who they're not going to run down on this week. And then everybody gets their part of the story. You're going to have some people that are going to go really hard. You're going to have some people that are going to be really disrespectful. You're going to have some people that are going to try to play devil's advocate. And then you're going to have some people that are going to try to draw it down the middle and, oh, I'm this and I'm that. Like it's become so orchestrated and so choreographed that for someone like me who's been through the grinder and survived it, you see it pretty easy. But Flacco is sitting there and he's talking about Dr. Umar. And, I got mixed feelings about this whole, the takedown of Dr. Umar and destroying him on social media. Like, I got a problem with it because everyone's calling him, you know, oh, he's a scammer. Oh, he's a grifter. Oh, he's a scammer. Oh, he's a grifter. But he's been on most of your podcasts. Most of y'all have platformed him. Um, from Art of Dialogue to the Breakfast Club to, he's even said it real life. Like, everybody platformed him. And now everybody's sitting there talking about, oh, yeah, he's been scamming the public for years. He's been scamming the public for years. Oh, look at him. Oh, my God. He needs to get out of here. But all of you platformed him. All of you listened to him. All of you brought him on your shows. All of you revered his commentary. All of you liked his viral clips and you liked making money off of his viral clips. Like, what I find funny is most of the people that are talking the hardest trash about him right now are people that I know have made at least anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 off of the commentary that they had on the channel. So he's sitting there and he's going back and forth, and I started noticing something. So he was talking about how, because he was playing the objective, I'm not going to, destroy Dr. Umar, but I'm just going to, put enough information out there to make sure that he gets destroyed in the comments. Um, you know, so he's sitting there and he's going back and forth. Yeah, we can't even begin to talk about the memes and the shorts because
Mhm.
they make
Mhm.
money too.
Mhm.
Like, every last one of these people that are talking crap about Umar right now have made bank off of him. So anyway, Flacco is sitting there and he's talking about how apparently there was one instance where the linen sheets man um tried to get everybody to dox a restaurant where Umar had went to do a book signing for his book. And apparently this was before Flacco started, becoming a big boy YouTuber, when he was still, just, doing his thing, and he had a normal job and he was, doing whatever the case may be. So anyway, he got into the fight defending the restaurant because apparently the restaurant that they were trying to dox and do all of this crazy stuff with Umar, apparently he knew these people, so he decided to get into the doxing game and the fighting game, and he was going to fight because they were targeting these people. And he said, man, they went platinum on his ass. They called the CEO of his job where he was working at the time to get him fired. I guess it worked. Um, there was all kinds of stuff. He said they even faked offender registry paperwork with his name on it to try to convince people online that he was an offender on the registry. He said they went out of their way. Oh my goodness. And he said, man, he's been through it. So he can see what they're doing to Umar, and he knows what it's like to be attacked by these people. And whoopty whoopty wooing yada yada yada. But see, that's when I started paying attention because you were kind of supporting Dr. Umar's objective back then. You were defending the people that were being attacked for dealing with him. They came after you, they ran down on you, and then all of a sudden, Adam 22 offers you a job making a $72,000 a year, and now you can just be a content creator for a living, and all you could sit online, and all because of Adam 22, and you did a whole this post about how Adam 22 changed your life and made it possible for you to be able to live comfortably, and the whoop-de-woo and yada yada, and you're never going to turn your back on Adam 22. And I don't need anybody to corroborate it, but if I'm correct, Adam 22 has association with Vlad, which would explain the way your commentary is sounding, kid, because your commentary is sounding very Vlad. So what that basically means is is that Adam 22 went around looking for a bunch of black content creators that were down on their luck, that were getting bullied on YouTube, that couldn't handle the pressure, and he offered them jobs and paid them 70K a year to run whatever narratives he wanted them to run. Because if
Exactly.
that man is paying you $72,000 a year to sit on your ass and do it, he ain't paying you for your thoughts. Because if your thoughts were good enough, you wouldn't have needed him in the first place. You would have been able to go viral and make it to 200K subscribers all by yourself. No, you needed to take his offer. You needed to take his job, which means everything that you say comes from him. So I ain't got no respect for you. I ain't got no respect for nothing that you got to say about nothing. And what I find interesting is that the second that he stepped up and he covered the Demore Hadley story, which, by the way, he's not really talking about the fact that he got 6 strikes on his channel. I guess they didn't go through. I guess all his strikes went away when ours did too. But he ain't say nothing about it. He ain't say nothing about the fact that Rock Nation had his channel over a barrel. They had 6 strikes on him, and if they had went through, if everybody else hadn't have been fighting as hard as they was to back that thing back, Poetic Flacco's channel would be gone right now. I find it funny you ain't saying nothing about that. You talking a whole lot about Cassie and about what Cassie is and about this and about that, which, by the way, everything that he said came out of Vlad's mouth first. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
everything that Poetic Flacco had to say about Cassie when he decided to go after Gene Deal, calling Gene Deal uh 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 Diddy's biggest hater, and how he's mad that Diddy didn't this and Diddy didn't that and Cassie this, Cassie that. I just want you to notice, Flacco, whatever email they sent you, you need to tell Vlad to switch up the lingo, because everything you said, he said on Pierce Morgan. Everything you said. So it's either one or two things. They paid you and they told you what to say and they told you how to say it, or you just been watching Vlad's commentary and you've been regurgitating everything he's saying, which means you're about as irrelevant as I'm saying you are anyway. So one way or the other, you either a bought and paid for a hoe, or you're just um a copycat and a regurgitator who likes
Yeah.
slut shaming women who have been through all kinds of hell and all kinds of crap. And what you're really mad about is that you only getting $72,000 a year out of Adam 22, and she got 30 million for her pains. You know, it's wild. But it's funny because he also brought up the simple fact that after he did the Desiree story and after he did, you know, after he did the whole Demore Hadley and going over the lawsuit, and they came after his channel and they did all of this, guess what? That paperwork about you, that fake paperwork about you being on that registry, you said it popped back up again. So
Mm.
it looks like that's all that it takes. Somebody pull up that bad paperwork on you trying to make you look like a PDFer
Now the
and you're
thing
lost. Like it's wild, G.
the thing is it bad or maybe it is something they're holding over his head? I mean, that's a whole nother talk. That's a whole nother conversation.
I don't know.
Yeah. But no, you got a point, and that's why I was saying about this low key corporate takeover. Like these people that you listen to that may seem to be independent, but the reality is
They not.
they're bought and paid for. And a lot of like if 72K can get you bought, I don't know because I look at it like this. He paid 72K for you. He's gonna make 300-400K off of it. Trust me. That's just how
Yeah,
they do. So
yeah.
why don't you take the get the balls and just do your thing by yourself? Because you really don't need nobody. Shout out
You want
to
to know why?
back
You want
on
to know why?
shout out to back on Fig. Shout out to 80 and them because they went ahead and just did it on their own. But go ahead. Why?
You want to know why? Because he's afraid that the troll farm is going to come after him and start putting more paper on him and start doxing him and start doing all kinds of crazy stuff and go, no,
No,
not
72K
72K
a year.
a year, not a
A year.
month,
Not a month.
a year. Yeah. I mean
There's probably some truth to the paperwork. That's the thing. Like my thing is, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about me. If it don't fly, I mean, if it don't apply, let it fly. Yeah, ain't too much more. You say what you want about me, but if you're that intimidated, then I don't know.
no. I mean, the only thing that it proves is with enough pressure, you'll break.
There you go.
That's it.
Just, just like Charlemagne, all of us. I mean, come on, you got to look at the common denominator when it comes to a lot of these content creators. Charlemagne had an S charge on him, and then y'all got to look that up. I ain't even gonna talk, but he's on that list too. But the thing is he's not on the list as like independent. That's the thing. A lot of these cats be on there. They're not independently wealthy. They're not independently. They're bought. That's
Yeah.
why I said even the Joe Button situation. I'm like, oh, okay. He's letting us know
Bought and paid for.
who pays for him. Yeah, who bought him.
Bought and paid for. Bought and paid for. Like certain content creators who you know, were laughed out of the NBA because they were listed as one of like the worst basketball players in the NBA of all time. So then you come to YouTube, and I'm telling you right now, when it gets to the point where you're sitting there and you I don't like it when they get online and they breaking news, and this is what it is, and this is what it is, and this is what it is. But when they have to come back and retract what they're saying, they're very humble, they're very meek, they're very mild. You know, I don't care what anyone wants to say regarding the DNA test and the true paternity of Ramir Sadaway. You can sit there and you can say, "Oh well, I can understand why he doesn't want to take the DNA test, because if he takes the DNA test for one, then a bunch of people are just gonna come out and say that that's his daddy, and he got to take the DNA test. Take your sample, keep it on record, and let whoever comes forward come forward." I tell you one thing, it's definitely a lot cheaper than all of the legal paperwork and all of the documents and all of the filings, you know, um, because it's wild to me. It's just really wild to me because you can see who's being influenced by Rock Nation and who isn't. You can
Yeah,
see. You can
yeah.
see. Like if y'all think we can't tell which one of y'all are caping for them, we can. Because that same content creator had to get online and do a whole diatribe about how dare Trump say that Beyonce did this, say that Beyonce did that. Why do you care? Why do you care what he said? Why do you care? So what? There's a lot of people that got paid. The Kamala Harris campaign had over $1 billion.
And
And
they
at
had
the
to
end
spend
of
that.
the
They had
and
to
at the
spend that.
and at the end of the campaign, they were 20 million in debt.
They, yeah, that's what
I guess
that was
everybody forgets about that.
allegedly that was a money laundering situation. But I'm not gonna go there. But
They
carry on.
gave she had listen to me. I'm not dealing with Sherry. I traffic midgets in my shirt. Listen
Who?
to me. Sherry
Sherry.
Shepherd.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know,
Who's talking about?
one of the only women on television that if she gets into a car accident, she doesn't need airbags. She's protected. I think she gets a deductible on her car insurance for those airbags that she has on her chest. When you got built-in airbags, they'll give you a deductible at the end of the year. You know what I mean? No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Them titties, man. She wouldn't even bruise her hyoid bone. Nothing. I'm telling you, bounce back, Rasputia. I always thought it was so funny, because the smaller she got, her titties didn't get no smaller, and that's how you know. That's how you know
Nor
that
would
they
her
ain't all
head.
real.
Nor did
That's how
her
you
head
know.
get.
No, but they ain't all real. They ain't all real. You can tell that she has some stuff added, and now she's stuck with all of that stuff. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. For a woman who has scoliosis and understands back pain, I feel sorry for her spine. I feel sorry for her
Mm,
back. Carrying
mm,
all of that around, smuggling those little midgets.
mm.
There's absolutely no way in the world that her life doesn't come along with a lifetime supply of a leave. There's no way. So anyway, like I was saying, you know, these people, they get all invested in defending these people. But and they talk about, oh, you're trying to bring a black man down, and oh, black people, oh, you want to bring a black man down. But y'all ain't got no problem with bringing Umar down.
Mm.
Ain't he a black man?
Well, not to them.
No, I'm just trying to figure it out because it's, oh man, we always tearing black men down. We always tearing black men down. When it comes to your favorite billionaires who probably,
So called.
are throwing you a couple of dollars a month to keep doing some favorable stuff for them. But no, seriously, like
Yeah.
allegedly. You know,
Yeah.
my thing
Yeah.
is Jay-Z has been caught in I don't know how many fraudulent scams. I don't know how many people he done screwed over, how many people he's taken advantage of, how many people he's left, how many people's careers he's destroyed. Diddy, before he was arrested, waited until all of his artists' royalty catalog was worth nothing to give it back to them and then use it like some kind of good PR piece. Oh, Diddy just gave back everybody's publishing. Yeah, when it was worth nothing after he siphoned all of the money out of it and they can't make no money off of it themselves. Like some of them was sitting there complaining about the fact that when they got their royalties back, it was some of them barely got $1,000.
Yeah.
Like these are people, these aren't good people. These are bad people. You're sitting there pretending. You're sitting there pretending. But when it comes to people like Dr. Umar, now that y'all got him on, oh, he's a scammer. Well, guess what? So is Diddy. So is Jay-Z. They're both scammers too.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
Mm-hmm.
difference? What's the difference? And that's the thing. I don't care about what Umar done. I don't care about what Umar's saying. I don't care about what any of y'all are saying. All of y'all sat there and made money off of that man's content. See, it would be one thing if y'all had been speaking out. Like at this point in time, the only person that gets to act benevolent at all in any way is this linen sheets dude because he's been hating on Umar. But for
No,
everybody else that's jumping on
he
the back,
don't get to, no, he don't get to act benevolent. No, you go ahead
oh,
because I know some shit. He was
oh,
he's one of the. This is why I said about these bought and paid for individuals. And
ah,
I worked with him. But carry on, we'll talk because I've worked with him. But I'm gonna say something about him right now. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
no, but
He,
my
he-
thing is it's just crazy. Yeah, exactly. Javon Hadley, he's a good black man too, and they didn't have no problem with getting online, running down on him. Like it's the suggestive black culture stuff that we got going on here on this app. Like innocent until proven guilty. Until Umar is officially accused in court and tried and sentenced for fraud and scamming, why is all of y'all running around running with this? And that's the thing. That's the content creative shuffle. They make money building you up, but they make twice as much tearing you down.
yeah, I was just about to say that. It's funny because Dr. Umar was like the most Googled or YouTube search name you would find in the early 2010s, and that's why he got the name that he got. And some people took and clowned him, or they took what he was saying and was like, oh, okay, he got a school. They got behind him on that, but he was very he was out there, and yeah, a lot of people, like you just said, they made a lot of money off of him. They made a lot of money off of his internet, his cachet.
Eh.
And now I guess it's like, okay, well, let's get rid of them. So let me give you a little backstory. You talked about linen honors. And I
Linen
ain't got nothing
sheets.
against
I
her.
call them linen. I call them linen sheets.
Nothing against linen honors. Real quick, it's funny. My documentary set in the West, and really it was shout out to Siddiqui Bakari. He's the one that suggested that Lennon have me in his documentary. So I've been a follower of Lennon. Well, I would even say like 2009, 2010, because he was online. Lennon was online,
You've been around
um,
for a long
but he wasn't
time, huh?
online. No, but he wasn't online in the capacity how we see him today. He would have these lectures. He would be kind of talking about these conspiracy theories. He kind of was parroting maybe like almost like a Griff, but not really Professor Griff. And I'll tie in Griff in a second. Hold on one second. I'm actually looking for something while I'm talking to
Mm-hmm.
you. What happened was, he did a doc. I was a part of it. Met him. Mute yourself. I'm trying to see what's going on with this.
Okay.
Just mute yourself real quick because it's that echo again. Okay, y'all. See, yeah. So yeah, I think it's something going on Jag's side with the on the headphone side of the game. But we'll talk about we'll fix that later. But let me give y'all a little bit of backstory about Lennon because Jag said if anybody he could be exonerated, but not really because I was just giving you a little backstory of how I met him. And then peep this, y'all. Look, check this out. In case y'all think I'm bullshit, the documentary in question, the one I'm talking about, is right here. This is it. All right, y'all see that? That's the doc. So he was gonna call it something else. I think he ended up calling it that, and it my young ass, a preacher's kid looking ass on there, along with a bunch of great people that were in the conscious
That looks
community, and we were attached
spooky.
to hip hop. Yeah. What looks spooky? This.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a part of one of his projects, right? And then what happened next was let me see, and let me see, because uh, yeah, we I think we did this in actually like 2016. Lonzo's in it, um, Siddiqui is in it, Saladin. I got to catch up with Saladin. Nubia I, she changed her name. His wife is in it. I'm right there. So yeah, and like I said, I ain't got nothing against Lynn, but I know Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb shut him down so quick. Corey Holcomb called him the mark in the park, clowned him so bad. Um, I think Lennon is like this, man. Similar to kind of like these content creators that are doing their thing right now when it comes to just uh, getting a name for themselves, but really like a name for themselves for the wrong reason. So I remember when this documentary was put together, and I sat and I talked with them, and then I even expressed to them like, "Oh man, I heard they were coming after you because of the Griff stuff." Well, we did get on him about that because it was kind of like a lot of shit was taken out of context. I'll just say it like that. He said something about Griff. He made some comments about oh, Paris won. He was going in just on hip hop in general. So long story short, he got a lot of stuff out of context, misconstrued. He did go after Griff. And that got squashed real brief because it was kind of like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. They sat him down, and it is what it is. Then all of a sudden, he became the go-to person to. He was the first person I knew online that was just shitting on Umar, like 100%. Like his whole channel was just dedicated to shitting
Mm.
on Umar. Because the thing is what else are you? I don't. I mean, okay, y'all saw Beyond Gangsta Blackface. Like I said, I think the documentary was gonna be called something else, but it was Beyond Gangsta Blackface. He was a documentarian. He's a musician. Um, so it's kind of like I guess it was just like, okay, well, what else is it to me? He has his family. Shout out to him. Family. I'm sure his kids are grown now. He was taking care of his kids, doing what he was doing. Now, I guess it's kind of like, well, I don't want to talk too much about my personal life. So what else can I do? And I guess he just attached himself to the let's go in on Umar. And since
Attached. He's
shit,
like a barnacle on a old ship.
yeah, and like I said, I think initially he was there to just go after pretty much all of hip hop because, like I said, and those videos are gone. I remember those videos, Lennon. He knows what I'm talking about. Those videos are gone, but he would have these lectures and they'd be hours long, and he was just going in. He lost me on a lot of stuff because I was just like, bro, you definitely know what you're talking about. It was just weird. But again, not taking nothing away from his work or nothing like that. But I'm just saying he just had a lot of shit that was off. Overall, though, Lennon made it's kind of like how those old mods tried to make a name off of you. They ain't got nothing popping. They're not talented. They can barely content create. I don't know why they call themselves content creators. They can barely mod. They were not modding nothing. They were not moderating nothing. So it's like I guess talentless. So it's like, all right, well, let me just go ahead and, like you said, become the barnacle of this man's plight. And here we are. I think we're just at the beginning of the total takedown of Dr. Umar because he's been greenlit. Do you agree?
Is this any better?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, I think
When
when it's unmuted for a while, it calibrates. It recalibrates. It's fine.
um what I'm seeing is a total gang stalking movement. Uh I put his name in today in the algorithm and I actually looked and there were 50 negative videos back to back to back to back to back. Before there was one that was okay about him. And then some of his old stuff came up, and then his old viral video from him being on the Breakfast Club came up, and then there was another 20. And I'm not talking about from the same content creators. I mean all different content creators. There's at least 150 different content creators that have made a negative video labeling him a scammer and a fraud in a week in the past
Wow.
7 days. So when
Wow.
you see stuff like that, that's how you know somebody has been greenlit for these YouTube streets and they intend to run down on him and run down on him and run down on him. But the thing that bothered me the most is I actually listened to some more commentary from the so-called woman who kicked this whole thing off, who's calling herself the ex girlfriend while Umar referred to her as the throat goat.
Whew.
So, this is the thing. I listened to her story about how she came into his life, about how she got next to him. She's a plant. It doesn't matter if he's a scam artist or not at this point. What's bothering me is how they went about trying to take him down. This woman pretended to be a supporter. She helped organize an event for him to get him comfortable with her, to get him feeling like, she was going to help him in some way. And she made it very clear that even though she really didn't like him like that, and even though she was never really attracted to him like that, and even though she thought he was crazy, and even though he was doing this, and even though he was doing that, she started flirting with him first. She went to him to get help from him for her special needs son. Um, she did all of this stuff, and it's like, you know, it, do I think he's a scam artist? I'll put it to you this way: I've never been a fan of his. I've never endorsed him. And I've always wanted to know when that school was going to open up. But regardless of all of that, when I see people being gaslit, when I see people being greenlit, when I see people, being gang stalked, it hits me different. Like it hits me different because I know what it feels like. And it doesn't matter if you're a criminal or a scam artist or a fraud or if you're legit. Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that. And if he's a scam artist, then two-thirds of the YouTubers that are here on YouTube are scam artists as well, because pretty much all of them lie about everything regarding who they are, what they do. They put their Cash App up, they beg for money, they beg for super chats, they put it in all of the descriptions. They all do this stuff. And it's so funny because the very people that be running around calling people scammers, ain't that how you make your money? Like
Boom.
what makes any of y'all any better than him? Most of you have no talent. Most of you aren't educated. Half of you can barely read. But y'all got monetized channels and y'all make money off of making fun of other people. Most of y'all ain't bringing no content that's relevant in any way to help anyone or to do anything for anyone. You got channels
Right.
with 300,000, 400,000 subscribers, and the only thing you do is talk shit about other people, and you deserve to be paid for that. Y'all deserve to make five-figure salaries for that, and that's not scamming. That's not grifting because you're not journalists. Nope. You're just people that regurgitate other
No.
information that y'all pass around back and forth or that someone sends to you, whoever's paying you. Y'all don't make no real
Hey,
content. Ugh.
side note, side note, why both our pictures look like really get the fuck out of here with this bullshit you telling me. Like we both have that face.
I think the pictures accurately depict how we really feel about what we talking about.
Exactly. There we go. Yep. I'm like, the fuck out of here with this bullshit you trying to sell me. Um, but yeah, we'll go a little bit deeper on this channel, and I'm sure you got stuff that you want to say. Um, because yeah, it's ridiculous. Like like see the thing is I know y'all hear me talk. I'm gonna pull out receipts. I just
I
showed
just want
y'all.
to know. I just want to know why Poetic Flacco ain't say nothing about those 6 strikes that Rock Nation put on his channel that he was crying about like a bitch behind the scenes.
Yeah, yeah he well again. That's what I'm saying. Do we even like if you got 6 strikes, bro? I like I, I don't even know if that's true. Didn't I show receipts about them coming took it down, and then they come up with this false. Um, I
No,
don't know how that,
no, that didn't happen.
but
But the simple fact, number one, the simple fact that they still keep trying to convince everybody that the Jaguar riot effect is ran on bots is funny. It's
oh yeah,
funny.
okay.
It's funny.
Can't get in. That's all.
No, I mean,
They're mad because they
What I find really interesting is the fact that one of those weirdos actually pulled up the site and showed where they all go to buy their views from, because that's what they all
Mm.
do. Like one of those weirdo content creators actually went, pulled up the site and showed everybody on their channel where these people go to buy their streams. 100 views at a time.
Wow.
All you have to do is go and purchase your bot package and buy as many as you need to make those views look
I
like they
wonder where
viewing.
I wonder I wonder where this content creator got that information from. Oh, I could imagine because that person been hanging around a bunch of the show. They
No,
same tactics. The funny
I know
thing is,
exactly who that person.
you ain't never had
I
them.
know exactly who
Oh, I
that
know.
person got that information from. They got it from the talented Mr. Ricketts, because that's how all of his channels are ran. That's how all of his channels are ran. And it's just funny. All of these people.
And they're mad at the fact that you don't have to do any of that. That's the funny thing. All natural. They're mad.
Well, of course they're going to be mad at it because they used to get organic numbers too when I used to sit on their channel, when they used to get favorable
Mm,
content out of me, when they used to charge people to come and talk to me without me knowing and never sharing
mm,
any of the proceeds with me. Like they're all scam artists. And that's the thing. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of all of these liars, of all of these frauds. Oh, you want to bring a good black man down until one gets greenlit and then y'all get to make content and make money off of them. Anton Daniels has pulled at least almost 1 million views in negative content in 2 videos off of Umar Johnson.
mm,
Almost 1 million views.
mm.
Y'all know what that translates into? Anywhere between $6,000 to $10,000. Or you know what? I'll drop it. We'll say 4 to 8 because he hasn't hit 1 million yet. But he is a highly monetized channel and he gets paid
Yeah,
endorsements from beard companies, from the Teach Henley
yeah.
and the Teach Henley and the Teach Henley. And I'm not going to wear my Rolex today. I'm going to wear my Apple Watch today since Umar is trying to get his Apple Pay. Like you think you so clever and you think you so silly. But bro, you just made at least 5 stacks clowning this black man, clowning this black man. Oh, but y'all just want to bring a black man down,
Mm-mm.
huh? Hmm.
Hey,
Interesting.
Ken's in. Let me do something real quick, bro. When we talk about stuff behind the scenes, do not mention it in the chat. You got my number. You got that's where you do all that. We'll talk about that. It's a reason why maybe we don't want to, talk about certain stuff in the forefront, bro. We appreciate it, but chill out. So uh, let me switch gears here. This NBC connection and Malcolm Jamal Warner's unalivement, because I'll just say it like that. Um, I don't want to get into and I know you say let's not say that word, conspiracy. Um, yeah, and Nick, you too. You talking about really? So okay. I guess I'll just let me put it out there like this. Certain stuff. If I talk to certain people behind the scenes, a lot of times it's not for the general public. That's why I don't open my mouth and say certain things to certain people, because I think people get things fucked up. But what we're gonna do is this, because we gonna talk about that later. That what they're talking about in the chat. But do is this. I said I'm switching it up. This situation with Umar. I mean with Malcolm Jamal Warner, his wife being a an actress or a C-level actress
Hmm.
that has ties to Universal, NBC, the same company that Bill Cosby tried to purchase allegedly. Well, let's not even say allegedly because I think there's some validity to that.
No, he did try to purchase it. And when he tried to purchase it, next thing you know, the first time he tried to purchase it, his son was unalived.
Yeah, it was the which mafia group, and I'm gonna just start calling them out. I believe they were Russian mafia,
But see, this is the
Ukrainian or
thing.
Russian mafia.
I've been telling you all along, and I've been saying it. And salute to Miss Slowdown. I'm glad that there are other people that are bloodhounding this thing because the truth is, I don't need people stuck up underneath my ass wondering about what I know. And I like not being the you heard it here first person because it really does bring the weirdos. It really does bring the people, oh, how does Jag know what she know? No, let's see what everybody else know. And then I'll come through and help people out. So salute to her. But the thing is,
Yeah, not to cut you off, that's a great position to be in. People already know. Somebody say, hey, negate what you say and what you know. You've been the forerunner, but yeah, you letting people come out and peek
yeah,
out first, which is great.
yeah.
You even put me up on it, even with this situation, and you were pointing some stuff out, and I'm like, yeah, I know so much insight on this now. Now that you done pointed it out, we can run this shit down. But yeah, go ahead.
But isn't it
Salute
funny?
to you.
Because her IMBD looks like some other people that we've seen,
Uh huh.
you
Yep.
know.
Yep.
And it's so funny because I say it all the time, in this game, they find people to put into your life. They
Mm-hmm.
find people to put into your life when they're about to line you up, when they're about to get it cracking
Mm-hmm.
on you. This woman is not someone he knew for a long time. This woman is someone who was introduced to him, put into his life. You know, it's just funny. He didn't want to have any kids, you know? Malcolm went his whole life and he made it very clear he wasn't interested in having any kids. And then the next thing you know, she got pregnant. You know, it's the way they do things, it's the way they put people on you, it's the way they create this engagement in your life. And, you know, I don't think these people really take into consideration. They literally they get psychologists to do psych evaluations on people so that they can coach their plants on how to get into your life, on what you'll do, what you'll say. I never felt good about this whole business with Malcolm. I never felt good about it. Like I said, I knew Malcolm. I know what kind of man he is. And I know what kind of man he worked very hard to be and to be seen as. But for him to be just taken like this, and I don't think anybody can argue with it, like it's looking real orchestrated. Everything,
Real
all of the details are wrong.
orchestrated.
All the details are wrong. His daughter was there, his daughter wasn't there. He was saving his daughter, somebody else was saving his daughter. His daughter was sitting on the beach, he was out there. Now they're doing investigation. And it's saying that maybe he didn't die on the ocean. He died somewhere else
Mm-hmm.
and they brought him there. It's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this is all getting very, very, very ominous. And when you look at the ties and you look at the connection, I keep telling everybody, NBC, it's a lineup network, G. They a lineup network. Is
Man,
everybody forgetting the episode Three Dog Night? The episode that they made about what happened to Natanya Rubin in Club New York that they used for content on Law and Order, to which Ice T, everybody knows he's a part of hip hop. He knew what was going on in New York. A lot of the stuff that he knew, a lot of the hip hop stories that they have ran and done content on NBC came from, allegedly, I'll say allegedly for the sake of the channel, Ice T. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. And guess what? They snatched it down and they swapped it out with another episode like it never existed. And it's never going to be aired again. And I think part of the reason why it's never going to be aired again was because it did too much. It said too much. It talked about what was really going on. There were real details that they let slide through. Bad for Diddy, NBC. They look out for their people. Is everybody forgetting that all of the Diddy documentaries that came out, even the one from ID, it was connected to Peacock. All of this connected to NBC. And guess what? Every last one of them invalidated a lot of different character witnesses that could have gone on the stand for this trial who weren't allowed to testify because they were in these NBC documentaries.
let me break it
NBC.
down real quick just about
Yeah,
NBC.
yeah.
NBC started in, well, technically it started in like the early 1900s. I would say, what is it, 1920 something, right? It was RCA Radio, Corporation of America, um, and then it. Okay, so they're based in New York. In 26, like I said, RCA. Then it was GE, Westinghouse, AT&T. Uh, it's the oldest, one of the oldest of the big three, and then they basically merged with Universal, and Universal's been around since the tens, the 1910s. And I think people really got to really peep. Like, this is not a game when you're talking about legacy organizations. Like we're talking about NBC, they've been around for the longest, and you really got to realize who's tied and who's in bed with with these organizations. Comcast is pretty much the owner of NBC Universal. Now let's just talk about the the stuff that goes on in the backdrop. I'm out here in LA, and NBC black that they would pretty much hire there. I'll say it like that. If you're a black woman and you're with the program, like Abu Issue now, one chick back day, and I gave her kudos. She had the balls to tell me straight up, like, I wanted to become a school teacher. Saw what they were doing to the black kids, especially the black boys, and how was the prison the pipeline, prison pipeline. She was like, I left that issue alone. I was like, oh man, she's dope, because now a lot of people got the balls to really see something, see what's going on, and be like, oh no, I'm cool on this. They gonna get to the front door and they're gonna be like, oh, this is what it is. Well, okay, I'm with it. Forget it. But I know people have worked for that organization, um, and I know a lot of the people now. Now that I'm looking at it, kind of like uh, from a bird's eye view, who are liable to do things like this. The person who filmed the Tiffany Haddish, Ari Spears PDF thing. If you guys want to look that up, go look it up. Has ties to NBC.
Mm-hmm.
I knew a group of people. I knew a group of people who were, I was working for them, just doing some independent stuff, and then lo and behold, I realized, oh, this was like a low key drug running, drug smuggling type of situation. I said, okay, let me get the away from these people. And then when I look up, I do not see any of these people around. Like that one person was assigned to line up, all like they. So I'm under the impression that NBC will hire low level agents
Mm-hmm.
to do certain things
To line
to
people up on their behalf,
line you up.
allegedly. And then
Yeah,
guess what? And then guess what? Then the next thing you know, somebody disappeared, somebody passed away, and then it's time to cash in the insurance policies and then put stuff back in the syndication and get the money machine going. That's all it took. All it took was for Malcolm to
Tenzin.
pass away. That's all it
Tenzin.
took.
It's funny. He said Sony Music. That's Yakuza. Look,
Yeah.
y'all really don't want me to go in. I told y'all I used to work for Heinz Saban. He owned Power Rangers. Powerful Israeli guy. Bro, the Yakuza came up there and chopped it up with him, hollered at him. Because, that whole Power Rangers thing, he stole that. Y'all really don't want to talk this industry stuff. There's so much
No,
stuff
see,
that going
no,
behind the
listen to me.
scenes.
It's not even about the fact that they really don't want to. It's that if they actually knew what this stuff really was, they would be terrified. They'd be
Yeah,
terrified to turn on their televisions.
yeah.
Like everyone sees all of this stuff, the company, industry, all of this stuff. These are very scary organizations that do all kind of shadow work and all kind of dirty work. And meanwhile, they sell it all as entertainment. You
Just
know,
like you were saying. No,
computer
go ahead. Go ahead.
red, computer red. Get
Mm,
them all, get them all until they're put another in their head. Call it
mm-hmm,
entertainment instead. Computer
mm.
red, computer red. You know, people listen to my music, but they really don't listen to my music. And that's why they don't want my music out there because for years I've been embedding the true harm of what all of this is. These people are the goons and the goblins. And now that Hollywood is dying, they have the internet. And now you have content creators. Content creators have become the new disc jockeys. They've become the new radio personalities. They become the new Nickelodeon people. All of this is happening right here in front of your faces, and nobody's paying attention. For crying out loud, this Roblox. Why is nobody talking about the Roblox? Shout out to Maria Morelli for bringing it up. Why is nobody talking about the Roblox a lawsuit about the simple fact that they were literally allowing PDFs to host rooms that said Diddy's freak off and Diddy's this and Diddy's that, and
Mhm.
children were playing.
I'll be damned.
Like it's
Yeah.
this ain't no game. This ain't no game, and it's not entertainment.
Look, y'all. It definitely is an entertainment. So I'm tying in the reason why both topics. You just got to be number one mindful of these content creators you're listening to. You got to follow the money. You got to see who they're paid for. A lot of these people are not. If they're big now, they're not independent.
That's why they fight content creators like you and me so hard because they know no matter how big our platforms get, we're never going to conform. They know that. They know that. All it takes is 72 years, $72,000 a year, and buy yourself a black mouthpiece that you can tell what to do. I wonder who their Google managers are. I don't know if you cut out or if I cut out. Oh, that's you. And that is me. Imagine you and me and you. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da. So happy together. La 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 da 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 ba. Are you back?
Yeah, this my something's up with this internet. Well, I'm doing a bunch of this upload. I'm uploading gigabytes, so yeah,
Something ain't up with
I'm
the internet. Somebody don't like the conversation.
no. It's the internet, dear. I
Okay.
looked at it and I was like, oh, I'm connected to the internet. It's a whole whatever. But listen. Yeah, my bad. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. That I'm glad you said about what you said about embedding the information in your music. We need to keep doing that. Even with
That's
what it
why
is
they
that
didn't want
I'm
me.
putting up.
That's why they didn't want me out there. Because I was warning the people. I've been subliminally warning people. I intentionally made sure there was a parental advisory sticker on all of my albums to trick people into thinking that I was doing something bad when I wasn't doing nothing but downloading them with good and disguising all of that awesome information I was sharing with them with some curse words here or there. I turned profanity into a virus so I could manage to squeeze the truth in without them knowing.
Yeah.
Nobody ever gave me credit for that.
Well, we're giving you credit here. Um, let me put the cap on what it is that
Go
I
on
was talking
ahead.
about. The, Um, the NBC cabal. I'll say it like that. Definitely, everybody do the research and look up the people who unalived Cosby's son. There's so many scandals, and I'm seeing it. And like I said, talk to me about it. Think Pop said, "Oh, damn." Yeah, they have employees up there that are just man, it's just agents. And what I'm gonna do for y'all eventually, we're gonna be doing exposés and stuff like that, me and Jag, and I'll be calling them out. I think I'll start pointing at certain people. And it's not everybody at NBC, but you definitely got to watch out for black folks that work there. I'll just say it like that. Black or mixed or black identifying these
Oh, you
people that
better.
want to be that want to be pro our people and the DEI this and that, but then
Yeah.
really,
No.
really pay attention to who they are, really pay attention to their background. Like there's people who are like so here's how they do it too. Of course, if you boule, and I know people are like, oh, boule. Yeah. Of course, if you're boule, okay, it's an automatic. Like, okay,
Can we
that's a
explain to them
boule.
what boule is?
Okay, so boule pretty much translates to advisors to the king, and these are a set of black people who, when people talk about this thing called the Illuminati, they're not the Illuminati, but they are connected. They are what do they call it? Like a buffer class of blacks
Mm-hmm.
that are connected to white actors, the white oligarchs, the white uh, as like it's like the way I'm trying to explain it is
And
to
listen
make
to
it.
me. I can make it real simple. How many of you have seen the movie Django Unchained? Okay, for those of you who've seen Django Unchained, think of Samuel L. Jackson's character Stephen, and then multiply him by it like 500 to 1,000.
Yeah. So the way it works in this society, you guys, the way it works, the closer you are to whiteness, the better for you. So if you're boule and they have certain names, or they just have a certain background, or they maybe there's even boule. I realize there's boule. You may think they're boule. They're attached to certain sororities, but they're really not boule. And I've learned that in my field on my own. But then you'll have people who will come in with the aesthetic. They are, and I'm gonna shout out my OG. You know who I'm talking about? BGS. Uh, BGS Idmore. Y'all go check out his channel. That's my dude. It's an OG in here, man. One of his people was in that same documentary that I was in with Lyndon Honor, but that's a whole nother conversation. But he says in black society, we don't realize that there's a pecking order. There's a pecking order in all these societies. When you go to Hispanics and Latin communities, they have a pecking order. I think like the lowest of the low is like a Mexican, and then the highest is the Spaniards because they're closer to freaking Europe. And then you even in white society, you have Nordic whites, you got Germanic whites, you got Mediterranean whites, you got the Russians and the ones in Israel. Like it's crazy when people really like play a whole like social psychology, the that type of that game, all that, right. So black society though, it's like we're not all a monolith. Everybody's not from Compton. Everybody's not from South Central. Everybody's not broke. It just depends on who you're from, but where you're from, but your family name and stuff tells a lot. And shout out to BGS, he came up with a thing called an octane system, but and it has nothing to do really to. It kind of just has to do with like the type of black person you are, working black, working poor, middle class. So he has the octane level. If you guys know the octanes, the most cars are 87. Most blacks are 87 octane working. Just you put that in the car and you go. 89 is a little special blend, medium. 92 is for like the higher ends, and then you got your 100 octane cars, and you know what those 100 octane cars are for racing. Boom, boom. Race car. That high performance, right? So he has that as a scale for. Um, Black society, because we're all not a monolith. Even in black society, when you working at a company like NBC, you they're looking at you like, okay, what schools you go to? Where'd you do this? Where'd you do that? You got somebody who genuinely went to let's just say what I don't know, Morgan State or Coppin or Howard, right? Went there, did the 4 years. You know, when you're there, that's a whole pecking order. They're picking you out. They're trying to see what type of Negro you're gonna be. If they want you part of the boule and you're gonna serve the boule because it's like your boule or you gonna help the boule. Whole different conversation, whole different thing. There, they'll see how they can use you and serve as a service because you're not gonna, in all honesty, you're gonna be born into like that 100 octane type of
And then they
society.
always look for the ones who they know want to jump up a class or two. And those are the
Exactly.
worst ones. No, those are the worst ones because they'll dangle it in their faces and make them think that if they keep doing things to honor the agenda, they're going to make it there. And guess what? They let them get close, but they never let
They
them
always
make
pull it
it.
back. They
They
always pull it
never
back.
let them
That's,
make it.
that's what I was going to get to. That's exactly what I was going to get to. You have a person who genuinely went to like a Coppin State, Howard, whatever, Hampton, and then then they do all that or whatever. Then it's like on your resume, it looks like, oh yeah, this person went to Compton, this person went to Howard, but okay, that's whatever. But you got people who freaking did DeVry, went to freaking DeVry or ITT Tech, and then went to an online uh, Howard or something like that. Got a master's or MBA in that, right? And it's like on paper you look like. So when you're in these organizations like an NBC or Universal, whatever, on your paperwork you look like, oh dang, you went to Coppin, you went to Howard, you got your MBA. Like so they're looking at you like on paper, you looking like yeah, and you like yeah, so you're fronting. You there you go fronting. You fronting, and you're
And then
still
guess
never
what they
gonna
do?
do.
Then they invite you to an event with people who
Yeah,
actually went there. And then they have
exactly.
people ask you what dorm you went to and what this you
All that,
went to. And then
all
once
that.
they realize that all you are is that nigga on paper, then guess what they
Then
do?
they
Then
really
they,
gonna
no,
fuck
no, 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 they pretend to like you. They pretend because they know that they can use you because they know that you fugazi. They know that you played it. So they know that you're going to do whatever you got to do to try to look real. And those are the ones.
you.
Ooh, it's like a
Hmm.
$2 hole. It's like
Hmm.
a $2 hole. And she swear to God, she's going to make it to the escort agency one day. As long as they don't find out that she started out as a $2 hole. Ooh, man, you could push them to the limit. Oh man, there's nothing they won't do to fit in. Nothing they won't do.
Yep.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Like
No,
the
no, no. You.
roots. Like the roots.
Boom. That's funny. Oh, and it's
The
funny you
roots.
say NBC because they're NBC. Whoa.
Yeah, they NBC. Yeah, they
Yeah,
NBC. You keep
yeah,
forgetting.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
worked
I almost
hard.
forgot.
They worked hard to become NBC, and guess what? That's as far as they ever gonna make it. And it don't matter
Yeah,
how many people they lined up, and it don't matter how many people they gatekeeped. They ain't
they did
never
all
gonna
that
be.
for that.
They
They
ain't
did all
never
that for
gonna
that
be. They are never gonna make it to sitting to running the board of the Grammys. They ain't never gonna make it there. They ain't never go. It's never gonna happen. They gonna get dangled some stuff. Yo, they'll let them have an Oscar. They'll let them. They might even let them get close to an EGOT status, but they ain't never gonna make it no further than that. And guess what? They're never gonna be able to accept the fact that they sold themselves out for a position that they was never going to get. So they're just going to keep on lining people up.
because that's all they know and that's all they. Now, and it's funny you say that because of the Chloe Bailey situation. And like you were saying, that stuff is real. She is not lying. She's like, yeah, I'm not satisfied. They brought her in. They let her do her music, and she's young. She was young and impressionable, and then she realized, oh, I got to do this to for that, and I got like if you don't continue to keep doing this, you're not like you're not going to be basically you're not going to be fed. It's a fucked up game essentially. This entertainment industry, and
It's a rat trap. It's a
it's a
rat
rat
trap.
race. It's a rat race. It's a rat trap.
Oh,
And
you
she
think it's a
has
race? You think it's a race? So you run face first into that wall 20 times
well,
and
it's a it's a
realize,
ham- it's a hamster wheel.
yeah,
That's better. Yeah, that's what I meant to really say.
it
It's
is.
it's a hamster wheel,
It
essentially.
is. It is. And I'm going to tell you something. Once they realize that you figured that part out, that's when they become more aggressive with how they move. See, as long as you're blind to it, as long as you're still pretending like all of this isn't happening, they'll keep playing with you. They let you in and then they push you out. And then they push you into depression. And then they bring, like, I don't think anybody really paid attention to last year. All of the celebrity people that they dangled in front of me, trying to make it seem like, oh, well, be friends with me and I can work you back in. I can work you back in. And guess what? It never worked. They threw Tiffany Haddish at me. That didn't work. Who else did they throw at me last year? You know what I mean? Like
Justin
there's so
Smollett.
many people. Oh, Jussie Smollett. Oh, they
Did
even
y'all
threw
see Justine's
they even
new?
they even threw Billy Porter at us.
Oh yeah, yeah, Billy Porter. That nigga touched my hand disrespectfully. Um,
I had good
yeah.
taste in black men. That's not the point. The point is this is what they do. And they bring the people in. Oh, Jag. Oh my God. Oh my God. I remember you. Oh my God. You're so great. Oh, Jag. Oh my God. We should work together. We should do this. We should do that. Except for but then they watch how you're going to behave, you know? Nobody was expecting me to get on the stage and to give that cruelty free speech that I gave after I finished smashing. They thought I was going to sing and I was going to smash, and they thought I was going to come there and I was going to want to be in their good graces and I was going to want to work my way back in, and I was going to want to be close to them. And I was going to want to make it back. And, ooh, we invited her. And, ooh, to this and ooh, to that. This is what they do. They lure and they lure and they lure. And guess what? That's why every time they do, I smash in their face and I tell them, go fuck off. And guess what? Usually after that, things become very aggressive. Matter of fact, it was right after that that we got offered Pierce Morgan, because we didn't get we got offered Pierce Morgan. What was it? The day or the day after?
Actually,
It
shit,
wasn't
I don't remember.
before. It
It was
wasn't.
within
No,
that week, though. No, no, it
no,
was
no,
within
no.
that week.
It was within that week, but it wasn't before we did the awards. It
No, no,
wasn't
no, it
before
wasn't
we
before
did the
we
Sheen
did.
Awards.
It wasn't
It
before we did.
came right
After,
after. Because don't forget, we was on my way to my cousin's funeral and we found out on the way. They hit us up because they asked us where we were going to be, and we said we can be back in Atlanta by such and such time. We have to go to the funeral. So literally, after whatever efforts they put together at the Sheen Awards didn't work, the next thing you know, we got offered Pierce Morgan.
and that all seemed orchestrated. Well, I'm gonna say seemed it
Oh no,
was.
it was orchestrated. We can look back at it now. We can see it for what it is. The simple fact that Vlad was behaving the same way with me that he behaved with Tony Busby after the Diddy verdict. Like it's all a lineup. It's all a setup. This is what they do. And guess what? They were hoping that I was going to get on Pierce Morgan and that I was going to be a good little girl and I was going to talk about Diddy. And then they were going to try to ask me questions and try to trap me up to make me look like my Diddy commentary was not credible. But they want to see, and that's why I did what I did. That's exactly why I did what I did. I turned it all the way to fuck up on their ass. Fuck Diddy.
Yep.
Jay-Z ain't shit. And boom, things got
And
real aggressive after that.
the funny thing is when you tie in Rupert Murdoch's, because like I said, Rupert Murdoch did business with my old boss who owned the Power Rangers eventually. I told you about his Yakuza situation. It wasn't ties. It was just like they got at him.
And guess
There's
who
certain
else Rupert
factions
Murdoch? Guess
that
who else Rupert Murdoch did business with?
I
Mr.
know.
Maxwell,
There's one.
Ghislaine Maxwell's
Yep.
father.
And Robert Maxwell. Robert Maxwell. That I was about to go there. Robert Maxwell. Mirasoft. Like if y'all see that Tetris movie, um,
And
y'all
guess
peep.
what?
Robert Maxwell
Vladimir
was a freaking
Vladimir
triple agent.
Lyuski. Vladimir Lyuski, you'll never be a Robert Maxwell. It'll never happen.
Not at all.
You'll
You'll
never
just
be him.
you'll just be a double agent. He's a triple agent. Maxwell was KGB connected, Mossad, and CIA.
And
God,
CIA.
wow. See, we talking that talk. We like, in all honesty, we I might have to just do a uncensored, like we just do a damn uncensored and really go in because it's about to get real nasty. I think these 100 names that were revealed allegedly by Ghislaine,
Hmm.
y'all, like I said, y'all got to know who her daddy is. Her daddy was a motherfucker, and he ended up just mysteriously dying at sea somehow. Okay, all right,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
man,
died at sea. I bet you him and Jeffrey somewhere toasting right now off the coast of
exactly.
New Zealand,
Exactly. Or
allegedly.
Antarctica. Yeah. But
No, I think New Zealand. I don't think any of them want to go to Antarctica.
no, Antarctica's a joke. I was joking.
No, I
You
know.
know.
I know. I know.
um. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But let me finish up with the NBC stuff
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah,
talk
yeah.
more about that. I'll talk more about it in
I'll
detail
mute
because
up.
I
You know I just jump in. You know I jump in sometime. I bet.
no, 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 it's all good. What was that? Are you there? What happened? This phone just vibrated for whatever reason. What's
I
wrong?
muted.
This goddamn. This fucking phone, yo. All right, my bad. Um, okay. You said, Jack, mute up. Oh, okay. With all these commands, yo, like, what are you talking about? Uh, I get another command, I'm banning you for life. That's what I'm about to do. That's what's gonna happen. Um, so what I'm doing though is I'm gonna go deeper into this whole NBC thing because I like I said, I honestly got people in my Rolodex that I know that had worked and they had like I'm looking at them now. There's some stuff going on, and I'm like, okay, what's popping? What's really going on? These look, this Hollywood stuff is no joke. That's all I really can say. I'm glad I didn't get caught up in any of all that. It's definitely something that needs to be explored when it comes to certain people who get certain positions within Hollywood. And shout out to look, y'all look up this person. I ain't gonna say her name because I don't want people tripping. This person is up there though. I went to high school with someone who made it within Apple, right? You know, Apple now is like a very it's one of those organizations. It's a media organization now, which is crazy. You know, Apple started with you know creating Macs, and now it's they create content, and so I went to school with someone who, and I'll be shot. I get shot up with these people just, and it's they're gonna give it to me information just because they know what's up. I don't give everybody everything I know, but I'll put something together and I'll say, hey, let me check this out. Just like me doing my discovery, talking to Lonzo, when I put together my first documentary, and he didn't even tell me, but I figured it out. I said, oh, Atlantic Records, Jewish Mafia? Oh, shit, wait, what? Oh, okay. So don't get it twisted, y'all. These mafia organizations still run shit to a degree, but um,
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
think I think Trump may try to put a kibosh to it, but I'm not sure. I'm peeping how he's working and how he's doing what he's doing. But I'm gonna tell you like this: the reason why he even brought up the situation with these so-called content creators who are the most influential, who make all the money, blah blah blah. Um, there's a glitch in the matrix. It's his name is Wolfgang. I'm dead. I'm coming. Got Jaguar. Got Wolfgang. It's about to get real nasty, and don't get it twisted. Y'all can't stop. Number one, what God already got ordained, and I got real gangsters that's really gonna ride for me too. So y'all gotta be very fucking careful. Uh, it's a whole bunch of shakeups and things that's about to take place, and that's all I really can say. I'm just gonna, and I got my finger on the pulse of all this shit, the NBC stuff, and how they lined up uh, Malcolm, rest in peace. So I'm peeping all of that. And like I said, I'm not going to say much because I know Jack, I know you on it or whatever, and I see, but you already, like I said, that's why I said, Jack, you ain't even got to say nothing because you done already laid the foundation, and people already know. Like I told you, I said I didn't realize people tune into my stuff and get certain information and steal from me. That's crazy, but I appreciate it. It's all good, you know. Um, but yeah, y'all watch out because I'm very careful with how I disseminate the information now. I peep Jag and how she do it, and when she embedded in songs and stuff like that. But we about to get real. What's the word I'm looking for? We about to start
Tactical.
getting real stealth, tactical. Or, yeah, because there's stuff that's out there. It's like, okay, all right. And like I said, when I'm talking to people about certain stuff, and they look at me like something wrong with me, I'm like, it's because people are just choosing to put on the blinders. It's like I realize I am like the man with no name was the man. What was his name? And They Live, and he put on those freaking glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at right now because I'm like, oh damn, because I'm just talking regular, and they're like, no, you something. Oh, okay. So and that's part of the gaslighting to the people
Oh,
who try to,
absolutely.
yeah, try to make it sound, you don't know what you go, this is you talking. Nah, okay, all right, I see what you are. But no, this whole NBC Universal stuff is very interesting.
It
The
is.
tie-in is very
And I'm
interesting.
sick and tired of it. Like I said, Anthony Mackie, doing all of the stuff that he did and everything that was going on with that, like him wearing that Gordon Gartrell shirt. I told you, like, I remember when all of these dudes sold out. Like, that's the funny thing. Like, I was there watching these dudes sell out. And that's why I said, so help me God, if they try to bring any of that back or they try to do a reboot and Anthony Mackie gets casted as the grown up older version of Theo Huxtable,
Oh no,
I'm
he need to get his gay ass whooped straight up. Sorry, oops, if I outed you, we'll just whoop your gay ass.
like
Is my
I
phone
just
choppy? Is my phone choppy now? How is it now, y'all?
I don't
They're
know. It
because
didn't sound
they're
choppy to me.
they're saying I know. That's why I was like I didn't hear no choppiness. I know you would have said something, but maybe it's just something on their end that they're yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it's probably my earbuds, and I know y'all be complaining about that. Um,
Well,
but yeah, yeah.
it ain't all perfect.
Maybe somebody needs to gift me some new ones. I'm kidding. I don't need that.
Or
But
some
yo,
noise canceling something.
yeah, I may. So you know what? I may invest in something like that. You're right. I may do that. But overall, yeah, if he comes out and he's not like number one, Anthony.
I will
Nah,
hope to God not. I will hope to God
you
not.
cannot replace good brother Malcolm Jamal. One, sorry.
Listen to me. It's looking weird. Like just the simple fact that it was Halloween and he decided he was going to be, of all people in the world, Theo Huxtable wearing the Gordon Gartrell shirt on the Jimmy Fallon show with the
Oh, that was
roots.
last year, huh? Well, you
Yeah, it was.
bullshit.
No, that was he did that for
Ah,
Halloween last year. 200,
ooh,
201 days before Malcolm Jamal Warner died.
ooh, ooh, yeah. See, y'all, when we get everything going with how we got everything going, shout out to
Mm,
Ani Soru. Shout out to uh, um, Miss Slowdown because trust me, my team finna be crazy. Like my paranormal people, my investigators who go out and get the real work and imagine TMZ but conscious, right? My
mm.
team finna be crazy because we'll be able to predict
A
stuff like,
conscious
oh yeah,
version
well
of
y'all.
TMZ. I don't
Well,
even
I
think.
hate using that. I hate using that term
I
conscious,
don't
but you know what
even
I'm
think.
saying.
No, I'm just no, just not even conscious. Just integral, an integral version of it.
Imagine being able to be like, oh yeah, well this person's next on the chopping block because we
Mm.
already did the gematria. We already did it. Like
Y'all don't.
imagine.
They look. They don't want me to. I don't know why people. It's okay. Like people think this is a joke. They think it's a game. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
Archangel Michael. The only thing I gotta say, and I appreciate everybody that's here. If you've been here since we started, I'll tell y'all this: things is going to get more and more crazier in this world. Just pay attention to your emotional balance. You got to be emotionally balanced. You start paying attention to everyone else. You're going to have to do a lot more emotional laboring
Pay
for
attention to the
your people
content you're
because
consuming.
what I'm trying to say is there are so many people that are going to be off of their damn rocker and
Mm.
they're probably going to try to convince you or show that you are off because Archangel just said something and you really got to like when I say emotional labor. I think black men got it on point when it comes to emotional labor because I remember this goes to I could come in the house after school or when summertime was And then, in the middle and after we done played, I would come in the house and I can feel okay, my mama might be tripping today. I better not do X, Y, and I would act
Mm-hmm.
accordingly. So with certain people, you kind of gotta the conversation, you just gotta have that feel like, okay, well, I'm not gonna talk to him about this or and not even tiptoe around stuff because look, a lot of people are gonna be just confused. A lot of people right now are they're confused, they're tripping, they man, and they're looking for answers, but then maybe they're scared to ask. So y'all, I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. The ones who are here, y'all know what it is. Y'all, I gotta repeat myself or nothing like that. Just like a lot, like look, they just threw something out there about on Instagram. They ran a whole play like, yeah, scientists are saying that uh, Earth should be attacked by intergalactic something coming by November. Like really?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are y'all? What? Like what?
Understand
Wait,
this.
what are y'all prepping?
Didn't
What are
we
y'all
have
prepping?
we had somebody kicking it to us last year. We had somebody kicking it to us last year talking about the media was coming to hit. And that's the reason why they doing everything that they doing to keep everybody all confused because everybody about to be unalived anyway. Like people be talking all kinds of stuff. But what I will say is this. If that's what you really believe,
Hmm.
then I should see it in your actions.
Yeah.
I should see it in your
Right.
actions.
Right.
That's the thing I think about you and I. We see what's happening. We see what's there. To a certain extent, we have a great understanding of what's coming. That's the one thing that I've grown to really appreciate about you. There's finally somebody in my life that reads the current of the water like I do. When you have the ability to read the current, you have the ability to guide your path as you make it through choppy waters better. You have the ability to choose how not to capsize when you know how to read the current. But see, when you think it's just, the water's just bouncing around, having a good time and all of that stuff, you can't really see what's going on. And see, that's the problem. So many people are relying on other people to tell them how to read the current or what the current is, or what they need to do, or how they need to do it, or where they need to go. People have lost their internal compass, and they rely on what these people on these apps tell them to try to figure their way to what's this and what's that. Y'all better start getting in tune with your compass, with your internal compass, because they will lie to you. They will lie to you. Ooh, man, I swear to God, I think people have finally stopped figuring out now to stop trying to bring me bad information to see if I'm going to run with it. Because the only thing they do is tell me exactly how spot on, par accurate I really am. It's really sad. The amount of disinformation that gets thrown at us. It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah. Um.
Mm,
Yeah. That's all I really can say. To be honest, what's
man,
taking place in the hoods is just be aware. Be ready to lead. That's all I really can say because um, they're already working a number on people's minds. It's funny. I remember what Jag said. What and I remember
Sophia
that interview
said.
with Sophia said.
Yeah.
I feel bad for what they did to your mind. That is so real. A lot of people they about to really turn this whole thing up. Just be mindful. I'm not gonna say too much. All I'm saying is just you know be aware and just pray to God that he guides you in the right and he guides your steps really.
You want to know
Because I
what
think
I
ever
find
since
funny? Why the reason why I don't be asking people to keep it real with me like that no more? Because I've come to understand that they don't know how to. They don't know what real is anymore.
hmm
You can't ask somebody to keep something with you that they don't know, that they ain't
yeah,
got.
yeah, true. That's
Like
real.
I wish there were more people that I could keep it real with. But I've come to understand I can't go and look for something that's not there. I want y'all to do yourselves a favor. Keep a journal this week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Keep an online journal.
Mm-hmm.
Write down the times that you're online, when you get on, when you get off, what you watch, what apps you were on. When you get on, before you get on an app, before you watch a program, before you do anything, write your state of mind and your mood. And then, as soon as you get off, log and register what your state of mind and your mood was after you logged off. Do it for every outlet you go on, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Snapchat, whatever it is, whether it's Twitter. Keep a diary, keep an online diary this week. Write down what your mood and state of mind was before you got on and what you were watching. And then when you log off, write what your state of mind and your mood was after. I promise you, you keep a 7-day journal, log all of that information in, and you will be extremely surprised at what's running your emotional state.
Mm.
See, this
And
is the thing. Go ahead.
no, no, no. Go ahead. What's the thing?
This is the thing. People keep forgetting. You know, when I think about Diddy and he was talking to that guy, that actor from Power, and he bumped into that guy and he was gonna beat the guy up, and the guy was like, "Man, who are you? And you looking crazy." And then when he finally realized it was Diddy, Diddy was like, "Yeah, it's me." You know, because he was dressed up like the Joker that year and he was running around acting like a menace in the streets of LA. He's such a fucking insane Chucky doll. But he looked at him just like, "See, what you need to do is you need to come to my party. You need to change your frequency.
Mm-hmm.
You need to come to my party and change your frequency." I want y'all to think about what he was really saying. I want you to think about the kind of parties he throws, number one, and then think about what he's saying.
That's deep. Change your frequency.
Change your frequency. See, some of you get online and the content that you consume, it dictates your emotional state because it's literally changing your frequency as you're watching. How many of you have gotten headaches,
Yeah.
migraines? How
Yeah.
many of you have lost your appetites? How many of you's your appetites have picked up almost like nervous, depressed eating? Like I don't know if y'all are really paying attention to what's running your lives. I don't know. But I tell you
Yeah.
one
Good
thing.
point.
If y'all don't see me online, if y'all see me step away for a certain period of time, unannounced and for no reason, it's because I'm not going to let these apps run my frequency.
Mm. No, good point. And what you're saying is so on point. I was gonna make a joke about Diddy and
Hmm.
what he's saying about frequency because you got freak and then
The freak off. The freak
you
off
got
when
freak
sees.
when you see me. Like freak when you see me. But yeah, no, good point. Good point. And then also I'm gonna work out something. I know Jack, I was telling everybody maybe we should do a watch party over on your Patreon. I'm gonna line something
Oh,
up.
we should definitely do a watch
I wanna
party.
look. There's a few movies
They
that are
live.
well. We can go. We can do them later. It's some new ones that I kind of wanna. Even the Mission Impossible. I think people need to pay attention to that. And you haven't seen the new one, and I'm not a big Mission Impossible fan.
You've
I don't.
seen it.
Tom
You
Cruise is
saw it.
alright.
You
No, no,
saw
no.
it.
I saw some of it. I saw some of it because I was like, no, this needs to be one of them films that we review because it's talking about what we be talking about. And I think the
Mm.
Patreon's over there. Yeah, like maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it. I'll get it ready. I think we probably could do it tomorrow evening. I don't know. Let's let me look at it. Let me see how we can do it. But
You
Nick
know what I
asked
was
about.
thinking? What?
I was just gonna say Nick asked about the watch hours over here. Yeah, I think I should be able to. So I'll be good on the watch hours over here. And that's why I'm doing this live. And like I said, I'm gonna turn this channel into something different. So you will see more uploads and stuff that I produce, highly produced content over here. I think we're gonna do a 24-hour live of the Demore Hadley this week. I may have it on this channel too. But I'm working that out, Jack. I think I got it figured out though.
Well, yeah, we decided that since so many people keep missing the Demore Hadley content, and since it's so hard for people to see, we're going to do a Defending Your Freedom series marathon. And we're going to leave it running on the channels for 24 hours. So this way, everyone can see it. And just in case, you tell somebody or they don't get to watch it, you're like, yeah, it's running over here. And they can catch, who knows, whatever they catch. I mean, for crying out loud, Law and Order runs on like USA and Ion and all of that stuff. They be running Law and Order episodes all day long, just 24 hours, just one show. So we was thinking, we got a decent amount of content, and maybe that'll give everybody a chance to be able to really jump in and see it and engage people in come and see it. If we can't get you to go and actively look at it without having to easily post it, maybe this is a way to do it. So yeah. I mean, because it's so funny. Like Moret just the other day, he did a live and he was talking about the new lawsuit that the Maury had put out regarding, with the NFL and Sig Nine, and we're like, he could have went and seen episode 3 and got a real understanding of everything. Yeah.
Yep, he would have known. And then look. Oh, side note, Jack. I know there's a thing coming up soon, and I
Mm-hmm.
contacted my folks, Lawson Girl, and I contacted Cassie Betts
Mm-hmm.
to reach out to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Moray's
No, 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 no,
attorney.
no, 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 no,
But
no,
no,
no.
it's cool because the thing is yeah, what it is see, you mentioned him not necessarily knowing about that new, the Sig Nine connection,
Mm-hmm.
the NFL connection.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Let everybody. Y'all gonna see. It's about to get real nasty. I mean,
Mm-hmm. See,
yeah,
see,
it's
what
about
they
to get
don't
real
understand
nasty.
is that this week is going to be kind of nuts.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I think we're gonna stop being so polite, and we're not gonna we forget pulling people's cards. We're gonna just start pulling people's pants down and seeing whose drawers is dirty.
yeah. It's a lot of funky, stanky draws. Yeah, it's a lot of them.
Hmm. Especially right
Lots
here
of
on
'em.
YouTube. Especially right
Stanky,
here on
holy,
YouTube.
holy, funky.
Hmm. Hmm. What did Umar say about that woman? Her drawers was so stretched out and tired that he thought it was a wife beater. She had a wife beater wrapped around her behind. It like that kind of nasty, that kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's about to get real
Mm-hmm.
stupid though. It's about to get real stupid. But yeah,
It is. It is.
y'all watch y'all minds and y'all watch y'all emotions and just get in a space to where you could figure out how to recalibrate. Um,
Trust you. Trust
yeah,
and believe me when I tell you, when y'all keep these journals, it's gonna shock you. It's gonna shock you what they're doing to you, what's happening here. That's part of the reason why we've encouraged, everybody that's in our community to drop their links to keep the truth line tight because see, the more honest engagement you're having with honest content, the better it off it is for your psychological well-being. You eat up too much of this trash, it's gonna mess your head up. You know,
real,
shout out to content
real.
creators who shout out to content creators who have to backpedal because they were so busy trying to get breaking news that they weren't trying to get actual real facts. And salute to Ramir, who went
Yeah,
online and spoke
yeah,
candidly about what was actually going on because everyone was lying and everyone was trying to line him up. But see, they do it all to drain your emotions. They do it all to mess with your frequency. And the truth is all you have to do is wait till you can get the truth from the horse's mouth. Man, but to hear how disappointed they all were, to hear Ramir say, this isn't over by a long shot. We're getting it together. We're pushing it together. I am moving forward. We are going after justice. All people were really, really, really excited about the idea of him being ran off. It's kind of sad.
oh man, this is funny. And we were just talking about this is funny. I just see a video of a guy named Byron Blake.
Mm-hmm.
Proof that Poetic Flacco and Trap Law Ross are working with the feds in question mark stuff. Yeah, this is okay. I mean, and he just dropped this a couple of days ago. This is funny. I'm. That's why I told it. I was like, yo, I didn't hit Traffic up yet, but I was gonna ask Traffic to just have him call me. This is very interesting. This is
I mean,
something funny.
well, listen to me. Listen to me. Considering that he made it very clear, if he is, and considering that he made it very clear that Adam 22 is the one paying him $72,000 a year to create content, then I guess we know who's running. I guess we know who's running the budget for Adam
There you
22.
go.
But then again, ain't his daddy linked up with his dad anyway?
His daddy got a partner. Well, like I said, we'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
You know.
The thing is I wonder how many of our personal spies who come after us think that we don't know who they actually working for.
Exactly. That part. And we're gonna get deeper into that. All these international spies,
I
they
was
think
looking
they
for ways before you crossed my mind,
y'all got
and
something
you
else.
should
Yeah.
look for ways before you
Yeah.
crossed my mind. You gave me good in the word, but all that emotion left behind. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, man. It's about to get
Mm.
very interesting. That's all I can say. But yeah, shout out to Ramir. Keep fighting, bro. Um, everything's gonna work out. I already see that, and especially, oh man, they about to get man. It's about to be some shit. That's all I can say. All right, we are out of here,
Yeah,
and
like a fart in the wind.
wait, what's going on? Said something she's trying to get me to see the chat. I don't know. Okay. Okay. What's
No.
going on, y'all? Yeah, y'all said something was it's crackling. Is that crackling
Yeah.
affecting anyone?
I don't
What
know.
crackling? Do y'all hear crackling?
I don't know. It could have been me. It could have been me. Who knows? It had to be you.
Okay, I'll check it out. I will check
It
it out
had to
and
be
I'll figure it out.
you.
We'll figure it out. It says like a fart in the wind. Wow, that's funny. All right, y'all.
No, that's what
Y'all
I
be
said.
safe. Y'all
You said
stay.
we're out of here, and I said like a fart in the wind.
Oh, damn. That's funny. We
Yeah.
out of here like last year.